Are we related? I did a live research video, which had a lot of really great stuff that I found and a lot of twists and turns and whatnot. But there was a tech issue, and I lost. I don't have the audio, and so I just want to go through and briefly go through what I was able to find. So if you go, remember there was a previous video that I did where there was a Giovanni Lafata. Well, there was a John B. Lafata. More than likely he was from Carini, but I also found a Randazzo, and so that turned out that they actually were fourth cugini. So I was doing more on that part, and I was able to, and it led me to this, and you can see why. It's a Francis M. Randazzo Lafata. So I was able to very quickly find she is actually related to me, which is really cool. So she's on my tree. And it turns out this is what got me, Peter and Rosaria Randazzo. So Pietro Randazzo, that's the same name as mio bisnonno, Pietro Randazzo. And we see a Buzetta. When I saw this woman's obituary, I figured, Buzetta Randazzo, Erie, it probably relate. And turns out that she actually is, which is cool. So she unfortunately did pass away very recently. She passed away just a month or so ago on October 19th. So she was actually married. She wasn't born in Carini. Her parents were, but she went back to Sicily to get married. So her husband, his family is also related to me, Lafata. As far as I know, not necessarily related to the Giovanni Battista, who was in the yearbook. So I was looking for more information on her family because she is very, fairly closely related to me. And I actually got this. I got this particular yearbook for 1972 in Erie, Pennsylvania. And I was able to find a picture of one of her children in this yearbook. So I did some more searching, and I found this right at the beginning. There's actually two. There's a Mark Abate, hey, great name, and a Gary A. Abate. I figured, hey, Abate, they're in Erie, but there's a good chance they're from Carini or at least Palermo, and that they are related. The unfortunate thing here is it's 1972. So high school, 1972, they were probably born around 1957, late 50s, which means they're not going to be on a census. What that means for us when we're trying to do family history, doing genealogy, we're doing historical research, you got a problem. Much more difficult to get the information. So with the previous yearbook, it's 1939. They're going to be on some census records, so it narrows it down. It makes it more. They're not going to be on the census record. So I got very lucky here. I mean, I got lucky.
Lucky?
I was not. Spoiler is I was not able to connect Mark Abate, but Gary. There's a ton of information here. And so what I was able to find Antonio Abate here on Find a Grave. It does say Italy right now, but I did put in for an edit. You can suggest edits there. So we have an Antonio Abate with a Girolamo Menino. Abate and Menino, I mean, come on. It's practically screaming Carini. So from this, and look at all the information we got over here. We've got their children, and this is what did it. The children are listed here. Mary, Peter, Joseph, Russell, and Frank. What I was able to do was I was able to get Joseph Abate's obituary. This. So it confirmed who the parents were. He was a Korean War vet, but it gave his children. And so it lists his children there. So Gary A. Abate, and I'm not going to show it. I did contact him. I haven't heard back, but I was able to find him on social media, and he is related. He is absolutely related. So let me just show where on the tree. So I was able to, from the information from here, I was able to confirm this on my tree. So this is them on my tree, as you can see. They are related to me. So just checking further on this particular yearbook picture, I was able to find more family that immigrated from Carini. So his grandfather, Antonino Abate, did immigrate to Erie, Pennsylvania. So this is them actually on the 1940 census. I did find out when I was doing a video, I was like, oh, whoa, there's a Randazzo here, an Anthony Randazzo. How cool is that? Well, it turns out that they are related through the Abate line. They're first cousins living together here in Erie, Pennsylvania. So that was something that was unexpected too. So, and it's no surprise that we're going to have family living next door to each other. So let's take a look. We'll plug in so we see where the Randazzos and the Abates lived. They were at 408 German Street. Doesn't look like it's there. This is happening a lot. It was the 1940 census, and so we could see that's 410 here. That's probably 408. So it's saying here. It's just grass now. It's just an empty grass lot there. So that happens. But it was really cool. I wish I had the original info, when I was actually going through and doing a live research and finding this. But it was really, really cool to see that. Not only was Gary Abate related to me, not fairly distant, but that his family lived next to Randazzos, who are more closely related to me, and through the Abate line, through the grandmother Mamie Abate. So very, very cool. That's going to do it for this. I just wanted to do a short video. I wanted to keep track of this particular story, and just to show that looking through a yearbook, we can get a lot of stories and get a lot of family and get a lot more context to our families. And it's just really cool to also be able to see where they actually lived, if in fact it has not been torn down. But this was really cool. Very unexpected to trace this Gary Abate's family back to where they were living, to where his family was living in 1940, and see that that he is actually related to Randazzos. So that was pretty cool. That's going to do it for this particular video. I got a lot more in the queue. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so in the description so I can do more videos like this more frequently. And you know what to do now.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.